What I wanted to share with you today were three ways that you can show more appreciation to those that support you the most going through your journey. And sort of came to me, these three ways sort of came to me at a time when I was taking some time off work. So Easter and Anzac Day is a public holiday here in Australia, and the those 2 days sort of fell in close together, and there was this opportunity to take 3 days off and actually get sort of 10 days off solid, no work at all. So I definitely took that opportunity to take some time off. But what I haven't been doing, probably should be doing more of, is going up and visiting mum and dad. And so I took a chance, an opportunity to visit them on one of these days off. So I'm driving, from Brisbane to the Sunshine Coast, which is about an 80-minute trip driving up. And I always love going up there because they live on about, give or take about 15 acres, and it's always so green and lush. And it's such a difference from, being in the city, whereas, the hustle and bustle and all these cars driving past. Instead of cars, there's cows. We've got about 14 head of cattle. And we've got chickens, and my grandparents have rows upon rows of, vegetables and fruit. Persimmons, mandarins, starfruit, lemons, eggplant. I mean, the list goes on. And mum and dad have kind of taken a leaf out of their parents' book and actually done the same thing. So they've got this massive veggie patch back home. Anyway, I love going back, and it's always a chance to just rest, relax, and sort of, come and be centered again. It reminds me of the words of Lao Tzu, who says, "Nature does not hurry, yet everything is accomplished." And it's sort of a way to, step back, recharge, rest, relax, and, take it a bit slower. Often, we can be so busy on doing the next thing and trying to keep on going forward and, do, and never really taking the time to, take a step back and, relax or, shift gears and take the time to ourselves. So there was this opportunity to, to visit mum and dad, and something I, like I said before, need to do more of. And it sort of made me think of, three ways to show appreciation to those that support you most. And I think the key one, for me anyway, is uninterrupted time. So we spent, well, actually when I was growing up, we lived about 20 minutes from the beach, but we never actually went there. It's one of those funny things that, the closer you live to somewhere, the less likely you are to visit it. So the beach and where we live was definitely one of those things, and we don't really remember too many weekends where we'd go up and go to the beach as a kid. And so we didn't really want to repeat this same thing again going up there. So we decided that we'd drive to the beach this time, and we'd have a bit of a walk. So we spent the next 45 minutes, no phones, basically just walking along the path near the beach. Beautiful ocean. The rhythm of the ocean is quite relaxing. It's something, definitely need to do more of. But we did that, so we spent about 45 minutes just walking there and back and just talking, sharing stories, and we really had this deep sense of connection to one another because we spent that uninterrupted time. We weren't distracted too much through technology. So that's number one, is just uninterrupted time with those that support you most. Number two is really just about physical distance. And I was born into a Mediterranean family, so hugs and kisses on the cheek were a norm, as fundamental as Italians and their coffee. But even just being in the same room together, or same location, so that could be the car, the kitchen, the lounge room, just being in close physical proximity to one another is enough to sort of have more connection with one another. Something we're sort of missing in this day and age of Facebook and Instagram. Having a face-to-face conversation in real time can actually be a blessing in disguise. And lastly, centers around the written word. So a couple of days after, I definitely made sure that I sent just a short text to mum, saying thanks so much for the time. They gave out of their busy days to spend time. But even just showing, I guess in a day and age where appreciation is probably not as given as much as it should. Being someone who can show appreciation, and that could be a text message, could be an email, could be a letter, Actually, letter's a really good way to do it. Is, a handwritten letter can often be a really great way to just express your gratitude and appreciation for one another. So there are the three ways. So just to recap, you've got uninterrupted time. So that's where you put the phone away, put the distractions away, and spend some quality time with those that do support you if you do have the chance. Number two is physical distance. So that's physical proximity. In a day and age where we're sort of separated by where technology can make it easier, sometimes it's worthwhile just being in the same physical location as one another. And lastly, the written word. So taking the time to write a text message or write a letter or write an email to those that have supported you along your journey so far, can do wonders, not only for yourself as one who's giving, but also for the recipient. Appreciation is one of those things that may not be as common as it should be, really. So they're the three ways. Would love to know what you think. So let me know, via a comment or an email. Let me know what you thought of this episode. Thanks, guys.